Good morning, and in today's video we will be talking of what are the different disadvantages of the value-based pricing. So if we talk about the value-based pricing, if we talk about the different limitations of the value-based pricing or the disadvantages of the value-based pricing, so the first disadvantage is measuring the consumer perception. So it is a very difficult task for the marketer to understand the consumer's perception, like how they are perceiving the value or how they are perceiving your product. So it is a very difficult task, and sometimes when you just overvalued or when you wrongly identified the consumer perception, then this will lead to the pricing error. And when once you will be having a pricing error, that is basically not good for your company. Secondly, we can talk about, if we talk about the perceptions, it's quite subjective in nature. So subjectivity means the same environment or the same ambience that suits me, it doesn't suits you. Or you can say that the same environment can be different, means that is perceived by different persons. I'll give one example. Suppose sometimes I like very soothing music, but there are some of my friends, they like some other different type of musics. So basically at the same point of time, different customers need or they have different perceptions altogether. So basically it's quite subjective in nature कि कोई भी एक environment, suppose if you take my example, मुझे sometimes it purely depends on my mood कि sometimes मुझे शॉपिंग मॉल में एक बहुत ही लाइट और सूदिंग म्यूजिक पसंद आता है. बट समटाइम्स क्या होता है, अगेन इट डिपेंड्स ऑन माई मूड कि मुझे समटाइम्स कुछ ढिंचैक कुछ बहुत ही अच्छा म्यूजिक वाला चाहिए होता है. So this is basically it's quite subjective in nature. Thirdly, if we talk about the value-based pricing, so the third major disadvantage is the market dynamics. So whenever we are dealing with the value-based pricing, we should consider the market dynamics. Actually, में हमारे market में चल क्या रहा है? What about our customers? What they are thinking? Like suppose our customers are means that the market in which we are dealing, they are very much we can say that the price conscious consumers, and they are not just concerned about, they are not much concerned about the value, but we are talking or we are discussing or we are focusing on the value based pricing, that would be ineffective. So you should know about the market dynamics, who are the competitors as well as what your target market or what your segments actually wants. And if we talk about the last basically the ignored cost structure, so this is the last and one of the most important. So if we talk about the value based pricing, and the different researchers have given the definition of value based pricing even in different research papers also, they have ignored the concept of the cost structure. So if we are dealing with the value based pricing, at least we should know in order to make any product or in order to provide some service, what are the different what is our total cost of production. लाइक एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट या एक पर्टिकुलर सर्विस प्रोवाइड करने के लिए हमारा ओवरऑल कितना प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट आया है. सो दैट वी शुड नो, और वी शुड नो the break even point basically. So that then only then our value based pricing would be the more effective one. So in short, we can say that there are four major disadvantages or major limitations of the value based pricing. The first is measuring the consumer perception. Second, the subjectivity of the subjective nature of the consumer perception. Then the third is basically market dynamics, and the fourth and the last is basically you should know the overall cost structure. So that's all about the value based pricing, limitations of the value based pricing. Thank you so much.